Good morning, misadventurers, or whatever time of day it is where you're joining in from. I am Kat Kruger. I'm often the dungeon master here at D20 Dames. We're an actual play, family friendly podcast. Currently, we just wrapped up our second, well, I guess we sort of wrapped up our campaign, our second campaign. We had a 4-year campaign called Good Fortune that ran. Previously, and that was set in the world of the D&D movie, basically, the Sword Coast, and we just wrapped up a world that is sort of inspired by Hilda, the Luke Pearson graphic novel and Netflix series. So it's about a bunch of tweens in a world called Wanderleaf, and they are in the village or town of Wyoming, which is run by garden gnomes. So we just finished our first season. Not sure if we're going to necessarily continue with that. So it's sort of left in a nice, tidy completion of that story arc, and we'll see if we'll revisit those characters. If you do want to see them again, definitely let us know, though. Um, yeah. So yeah, currently the D20 Dames are doing what's called downtime with the Dames, and it means different things for different Dames. Right now, it's mostly myself doing solo RPGs, and Jen is doing some experiments with different types of content. Um, they started off with building a mini detective agency, one of those model kits, very cute. And yesterday they streamed Finding Hannah. It was a video game stream. And we're also doing, Jen is running Brindlewood Bay for all of us. It's a limited run series where we're all playing elderly murder mavens. It's sort of like Murder She Wrote, um, except with 3 elderly characters who are solving murders in this really small, remote community on the East Coast. And we just did our first session of that last weekend, and that will run for a few more episodes. We haven't announced the next episode yet because this Sunday we have a special treat. We've got a book club with the Dames, and we have all read Legends and Lattes, and the author is actually going to be stopping by. If you are interested in checking that out, if you've read the book, which it's seriously one of my favorite books of this year, it introduced me to cozy fantasy, and now I want to write cozy fantasy. I am also an author. Um, so yeah, the author is going to be dropping by the chat. If you want to join, it is available to our patrons on patreon.com/d20dames. We have levels at $2, $5, and $10, and that also gets you access to our Discord and behind the scenes content, such as the journal entries that I put together for my solo RPGs. And speaking of which, let me do a recap. All right, so I am playing Maisie the Village Witch, and the game I'm currently playing is called Apothecaria. This is just a black and white printout. It is by Anna Blackwell, and it's called a solo potion making RPG, which has been delightful. Um, speaking of cozy fantasy, this falls right into that category as well. So essentially, I started off as a novice witch coming into this village of High Rannoch because the former village witch has mysteriously disappeared. So there's a mystery here as well because we don't know what happened to the previous village witch, if she's just missing, if she's not alive anymore, unclear. Um, but as I've been, curing ailments of the villagers, I've been also exploring the area and uncovering clues about the previous witch. Right now, the clues are pretty basic. Um, I've discovered that the former village witch is really into tea, and also into cozy fantasy novels. She she had this very well-worn copy of a book called Boba Yaga and the Raven's Dream, which I really want to be a real book. Uh, this is a like a solo journaling type of RPG. I've really enjoyed it because it allows me as a writer and a designer to start my week off essentially doing writing exercises. So um, what happens is I use a standard deck of cards to draw um, prompts for everything, essentially. Whether it is an ailment from the villager, um, uh, foraging for reagents, exploring the area during downtime. So it's just this deck of cards and it gives me writing prompts, and then I can come up with things like Baba Yaga. Um, I currently have a familiar, which I summon from a summoning ritual, and it is um, a magic um, familiar. So it helps with magic reagents, and so this is a spirit, and I decided it would be a kodama because I found it in the forest, and I've named it Pinecone. And Pinecone likes to get into mischief, probably because it does not understand the social norms of villages. Um, we've also discovered a creature thanks to uh, the local druid, Theodulf, who may be interested in Maisie romantically. We're unclear right now because Maisie is very awkward. Um, and so Theodulf tipped her off to the fact that there is a creature in the loch, and Maisie actually discovered it and discovered that it has an ailment called shattered tooth. So we have been, when we're foraging for um, reagents to cure ailments from um, the local villagers, I've also been gathering ingredients to create this potion for this creature, which I will not be able to actually administer until I become an advanced witch. Um, so I started off as a baby witch, as a novice. I'm currently intermediate witch. I need to cure, let's see, my reputation is 18 right now. And in order to get to advanced level, I need to get to 22. So I need to cure 4 more ailments, and then I will be able to return to the loch. And I just need to get 2 more ingredients from the loch. So I could technically forage um, for those last 2 ingredients before then, which I've been doing. Essentially, because the creature's so massive, I need to make 10 potions um, to administer to the creature. And then I have to go exploring into the loch and hopefully draw the card that brings out the creature again. So this is a process. It's exciting though because I know that um, curing the creature is probably going to open up some, uh, well, hopefully open up some possibilities for other areas or maybe some magic items. Um, just doing it out of the goodness of my heart to, help this creature also. But it's also, I think it's cool because I think it's going to open up some other opportunities here. Andy, hi. You are only missing the recap. I'm talking. I just want to make sure that if anybody drops in without having seen any of the previous sessions, that they get the lowdown on what's going on here. Um, because it's kind of a slow-paced, cozy RPG that I don't think you necessarily need to go back. You could probably just read the journal entries. Um, or you could go back and just see me doing Spella Health consults. um, all right, what else is part of my recap here? Last week, I didn't even get to last week yet. We're where am I? We're trying to cure that creature, the Bazbata, um, at some point. I still need to cure 4 more villagers before I become advanced. But I think my goal this week is to, get a little closer to advanced. Maybe if there's time during foraging to get the last 2, I think it's shield caps that I need from, is it shield caps? Slime shells. I think it's 2 slime shells that I need for this potion. So if I go into the lock looking um, for ingredients, I will grab 2 more slime shell if I have if the timer isn't too what's the word I'm looking for? Gosh, um, too quick. Happy Monday, Jane. Yes, and okay, so sort of fast forward. Last week, cured a few ailments. I believe I found another clue about the witch as well. Let me just double check here. Um, I didn't mark it here. I know it's in my notes here, but it's in my journal. I know that. Um, oh, I've discovered that the witch uh, really improved something in the village, and or just really improved something. And what I decided was that she created like um, um, a community tea garden. So the community could just sort of like take tea leaves of all variations from varieties from this garden. Um, yeah, so um, and last week, what else did we discover? We went uh, searching through the mountains, and that was uh, that was something because there were so many animal encounters in the mountains, and I think maybe one of them might have been positive. The rest of them were just like being bullied by these animals. Thankfully, though, found a giant living in the mountains. Yes, the cave sheep was the only positive encounter there. I got the shepherd on the other side of the mountain gave me a bunch of honey. It was so rough. That was not downtime. I think she needs downtime from that downtime. But yeah, she got some honey. So whenever I make my next potion, I could add plus 3 sweet to it, which gives me 4 extra silver. So this for each sweet, I think, right? Yeah, each point of sweet increases the reward by 4 silver. So the next villager is going to be paying quite a lot for this potion. Um, but yeah, it was just like, found a lot of foraged reagents, but also just had a rough time with the fauna on that mountain. Did meet a giant though, named Orog, and also found a really cool shrine um, to the forest, to the mountain guardian, and it was on my way down, so I didn't have an opportunity to go back and talk to Orog about it. Um, yeah, and that's sort of where we left off. I am going to start this session by doing some Spella Health consults and then probably do some more exploration. Um, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get it to advanced witchdom this week. We'll see. All right. Um, so first of all, I need to pull up. I think I need to reset my journal here. Oh, it popped up. That's great. Okay. Potion to stop your cat going after bees. What would that be? What would we call that potion? A bee gone. All right. I think I'm going to start by actually drawing the card for the ailment. All right. Then I'm going to go look up a random name. All right. I've been using a lot of Hobbit names for this community. I like this one. I'm just taking a look at my current ingredient list here too, because what I should really do in my resource list is write down the tags next to my ingredients, so I have an easier way of cross-referencing my ingredients and what they're really good for. I think one of these ingredients is good for what I need here. Well, actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to think about the Stella Health consult. Let's see. I think so. Maisie is coming back from her her downtime excursion, and is sort of like I feel like she's just like, you know, her hair is all over the place. She's probably got dirt all over her just from, you know, scrabbling around and running away from all the animals. She's probably got like peck marks on her too. Um, and she comes up to the cottage, and before she even gets there, she just hears this hacking cough. Um, and I'm just gonna say, see this hobbit that is sort of dressed in black and has a little bit of soot on them, and I'll say, um, Can I give you a hand? It sounds like you've got a bit of a well, a rather nasty cough there. Um, I'm Maisie, the village witch. And you are Emmy Tunnelly. Nice to meet you. Um, from your get-up, I take it your work is um, in. I'm not quite sure. Can you give me? Can you let me know what your occupation is? Oh, you're a chimney sweep. Well, I think I know what's bothering you then. Um, but why don't you come in and we'll take a look. Um, and she sort of sits Emmy down on a chair, and I feel like just soot kind of follows Emmy, and there's just bits of soot on the chair and everything. Um, and Maisie says, uh, uh, you've an unfortunate case of dwarven lung. Um, it's a misnomer, though, as dwarves are naturally immune to such things. But it appears you've inhaled a bit too much coal, and you've developed a bit of a chesty cough. Um, no worries. It's something easily cured. If you just um, maybe have a bit of tea, and I'd um, um, want you to maybe put a mask on while you're going about your business for the next little while, or you know, in the future. But I'll be off to get some ingredients from the local um, area here, and I'll be back to make your breathing a bit easier. Um, and so, yeah, dwarven lung. There is no timer for this, but um, in the game rules, I essentially have 13 turns, sort of before the patient just gets, annoyed, and then my reputation goes down. So this is a case where I am going to take a look at. Um, I need to find reagents for cough and lungs. And the cough one is a 1-star rating, and the lungs are 2-star rating. So I'm going to take a quick look over in the list here. I want to make sure that when I look at my ingredients, I'm going to add the tags. So I have a garden full of songberries. That is good for mood. Um, fossil fish is probably in the lock. Fossil fish is good for time and mood. Driftwood memories. That also sounds like a lock ingredient. Mood, senses, and time. Ground amethyst antlers. That's probably forest. Magic, curse, and mood. Surgeon sap. That also sounds foresty. Wound and burn. Princess Toad is wart, rash, mood. And glacier moss. I believe that was in the mountains. Dehydration and lungs. Oh. Okay, and the lungs, let's see. That's a 3-star rating, so this is good. Cough and lungs. So it looks like I just have to find something for the cough, and then I'll use my glacier moss. Oh, actually, check this out. Cough and lungs in Moonbreaker Mountain. If I go there, I just have to get Goldrake guano. And that actually can be crushed and then boiled for both cough and lungs. And the previous witch has left notes about ingredients, so we've found this one before. It's freely and enthusiastically given when you're not looking for it. A frightening climb up to their nests when you are. Another one of those best not ask it reagents. So essentially, I can go to Moonbreaker Mountain and grab this guano. And while I'm there, I might just grab a whole bunch of it. Thankfully, I have that +3 sweet with the honey to mask the grossness I am about to give this patient. All right, recipe is here we go. Gull, Drake, guano, and +3 sweet from honey. Okay, so that means I will no longer have this +3 sweet reward here. Delete that. I'm assuming that within 13 turns, we'll see. I just jinxed myself here. I'm assuming within 13 turns I'll find this. All right, here we go. I need a can I go into the mount? So, oh wait, I can't. I just realized that I can't just use guano because it's just a 1 rating and I need a 2 rating. Aha. All right. Okay, I cannot do that. Good thing I checked the rating. All right. Yes, exactly. 3 spoonfuls of honey makes the medicine go down. Well, I guess we've saved this poor patient Emmy from having to just drink guano, masked by honey. All right. So double checking again. It's that glacier moss that I'll use for the lungs. So then I just need something 1-star rating for curse. And if I can go to the lock and find it, that would be great because then I can get the last 2 of those ingredients that I was looking for. Nope. All right. Cough. Hair of boar. So I'm going to do hair of boar and glacier moss. plus honey. All right. So in this case, I drew that card. Hair of Boar is animal forest. It has a rating of 5, and I got this 6. So successfully grabbed that ingredient. While I'm here, I have, like I said, I have 13 turns to get other ingredients here. So I'm going to find something, hopefully, that is useful while I'm here. It is currently summer, so some of these ingredients also have like a you get advantage or disadvantage essentially on finding them. And so there's wild rose here, but there's a -3 in the summer on that one. Just trying to find some like interesting ingredients that I don't have yet. I've got a couple amethyst antlers already, so I don't want that. Maybe I think I'm just gonna try the wild rose because my flower crown gives me lets me reduce the value by 2. So that means it will be offset by 1, I think is what it's saying here. So I'm trying to figure out the math now. Wild rose has a value of 4. I would have to add 3 because it's summertime. That's 7. But then take away 2, so that's 5. Okay, so I need to beat a 5 in order to get some wild rose. All right, here we go. Let me pull up my other screen here so you can see this better. King is a success. 9 is a success. 2 is a fail. 5, I think that makes it a success. King is another success. I'm gonna maybe grab one more ace. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fail. Success. All right, so I've got 5 wild rose, which I'm going to add to my ingredient list here. Oh, and I have to take out the glacier moss. And that gives me, these are reagents for bones and skin, which we currently do not have in our inventory. Okay, so now I have the ingredients. So it's hair of boar, glacier moss, and I've got +3 sweet from the honey. And this is a potion that is supposed to cure dwarven lung, which has the tags of cough and lungs. And any ideas on a potion name are welcome. Hair of boar equals paintbrush. Let's see. Thinking maybe like glacial relief because of the glacier moss and it's giving relief for the lungs. Cough, no bore. No, yes, that's better. Cough, no bore. Oh my gosh, that's great. I've been just writing Andy Pants. All right, so that is, I have to do the math here. So it's 3 plus 3 times 4 plus 30. Well, I hope chimney sweeps make good money. We're getting so close to 500, and at 500 we get to make a greenhouse for Pinecone, which I'm very excited about. Reputation goes up by 1, so we're at 19 now. Okay. Oh, I wrote this all down in the journal here. Yeah, I would absolutely take that cough syrup just by that name. I can picture like a cute little boar as the mascot. Okay. So yeah, I think Maisie delivers this potion, which is not nearly as terrible as it could have been when she was first looking for a cure. All right. So I think we'll do another get another patient in here. Um, so first of all, I'm just going to copy and paste here so that I can make this easy on myself. Let's see. And delete a bunch of this. I just keep picturing that cute little boar mascot now. This is going to be week 8. All right. we go. Going to grab, pull a card first. All right. Got this one. We've drawn this one before. I wonder if I should get make this a repeat villager or somebody else. I'm gonna make it a repeat, I think, to go back into my pages here. Oh, I should have just copied this page then. All right, I'm going to just repeat this client here, or not client, patient. Oh, we won't do that. All right. So I think the following week Maisie is tending to the garden, and um, there's this this laughter that she hears and looks around, and lo and behold, it is Sundew frost squirrels, the mail carrier, walking up the path, uh, and Maisie just says, uh, "Hello, was that you? Oh no, well it was in I see. You've got a case of a case of what you had before. Oh, maybe it's something you've eaten. No, no. You were walking down. You gave some bad news to a fairy, and they cursed you this way again. Um, from I don't think it was last week, but the week before. So Sundew Frost Swirls had a case of Fey Wind, which is it's a favorite among fairies, and so they've been cursed so that their flatulence sounds like laughter or music. Um, so it's physically harmless, but very embarrassing to some people. I feel like Sundew is probably getting used to it at this point. Um, yeah. So so I'm just going to. I've got the song berries for it. I need to pick up some star shard. I feel like I'm probably going to get. I'm probably just going to go to the forest and maybe pick up a bunch of star shard because it feels like maybe this mail carrier might come back at some other point with the same issue. Um, so the star shard cures is a reagent for curses. I'm gonna check to see where it is and just try to grab a bunch of it. Star shard is in the mountain. Um, it's got a magic tag, so Pinecone, my familiar, is able to help with that, to reduce it by 5 um, each season. Sorry, by 5 each every time I go foraging for it. If I bring Pinecone with me, which why wouldn't I? So I am going to change my camera and grab some Star Shard in Moonbreaker Mountain. Returning customer money, yeah. All right, here we go. I need a 2 in order. I need to beat a 2 with my card pulls here. So I got a 5. So that's enough to cure the patient. Actually, yes, 5. I'll put that aside here, and then I will count these other ones independently. There's a 10. That's a success. 7 is a success. 8, success. 3 is a fail. No, wait, it's a success because of Pinecone. That's 4. Maybe I'll pick up one more. Oh, Joker. Okay, Joker is a special card. It means I find a clue about the witch. So I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to try to get one more Star Shard. All right, here we go. So I have picked up 5 Star Shards. I'm going to add that to my resource list. And it is good for magic and curse. Okay. Yeah, so I think, Maisie goes back and brews up this potion, is prepared for the next time. What's her name again? Sundew comes by with another fairy curse. Probably gonna have to start making some sort of charm or something to help out with these curses. All right, so that gives 34 silver, which brings our total up to 438. Reputation goes up 1 to 20. Here we go. And so we drew a Joker card, and that is a clue to something that happened with the witch. So I am going to look on our table here. So when it comes to discovering clues about the witch, there's in the back of the guide here, there's a whole section of tables that falls under the category of the search. So because there's 4 different tables, I've been using them as Maisie kind of advances in Witchem. So hello, thanks for joining Latina Geek. So I've been using these tables sort of as Maisie progresses. So first steps was for novice, and I'm currently in about the witch because I'm an intermediate witch. So I'm going to draw a prompt here. I already drew that one, and I'm supposed to skip the ones that I already drew. Okay, so here we go. King. And the prompt here is You find the details of one of the witch's family members. What was their relation? Did they get on? If you can contact them, they don't know anything about the disappearance. I wonder who it could be. All right, first of all, I am going to copy my little letter, add a page. All right, let's think about this relationship. I feel like if it's something I don't know anything about this, it might be like a long lost relation. I think it's going to be a cousin from who's also a witch, but not a hedge witch. Okay, I'm going to write my journal entry here, and then I'll read it after. Here we go. Um, Sundu delivered a postcard addressed to cousin, which I assume is meant for my predecessor. This cousin seems to be a part of a coven currently on a vacation of sorts in some weird woods, by the looks of the art. I have no means of contacting Farula at the moment, but witchcraft clearly runs in the family. All right. So we have discovered another little clue about the witch, which is always exciting. I'm thinking that I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break, and then when we come back, I don't know, could do another either another ailment or maybe investigate some other areas. We're getting so close to becoming an advanced witch. I think I've got two more patients to cure, and then we get into advanced witchdom, which means I'll be able to go to Meltwater Lock. I think no matter what, by next week, heading back to Meltwater Lock to see if we can find that creature in the lake and cure it of Shattered Tooth to see what thing it could possibly open up for Maisie, the village witch, which is very exciting. I think the ailments are actually going to get a bit harder too. So far, I haven't had anything with a timer this the past few, but I think with the advanced ailments, the timers are going to be much shorter. Um, Thankfully, I've been able to forage for extra reagents while out and about without these timers, because I think that's going to come in handy too. All right, so I am going to take a 5-minute break, and I will be back. And I don't know, maybe chat. You can decide what Maisie does next. Either we could do just all Spella Health consults this week in order to get to Reputation 22 and become an advanced witch, or we could do a mix of both, or just explore. All right, I'll be back in 5. right, we are back. Just checking through chat here. There are so many options. I'm not, I don't think narratively, Andy, anything necessarily happens with moving up to advanced, except for the fact that the ailments are more, the ailments that I can cure are more difficult. And also the search for the witch, I can go onto the plot thickens table in order to find, I guess, clues that maybe have more specific value to the search. Because right now it's sort of like these are these are just hints about who the witch was, not necessarily what happened to them. So yeah, what do we want to do? I see that there is a wondering about the giant. Do we want to go back to the mountain? Um, as I was just reviewing some of my notes here, I realized that I made a mistake last week. So I think the way that I'm going to retcon it is, so I was gifted I think the reagent innocent suffering. I think it was, I'll tell you about both options in just a second. Yeah. I was gifted innocent suffering reagent, and then I just automatically thought that I could get that reagent. Um, but I actually need a wand for it. So I think what I'm going to do is retcon and say that I spent 70 silver pieces on a wand, so that it just makes sense narratively, and I don't have to go back and just like try to figure out what else I would have gotten. So we're 70 gold pieces behind the goal of getting the greenhouse for Pinecone, but that's that's it. That's fine. So I'll write that in the journal entry and just sort of retcon that. But the choices that we have are, so we can continue doing just sort of our curing ailments. Um, there are I need to cure 2 more villagers, and then that will get me up to advanced wisdom. Alternatively, could go just searching the local area, like we did last week in the mountains. There are several locations that are currently open. I can also buy things that will open up other areas. Um, so the broom allows me to fly up to the Cloud Isles. The coracle allows me to navigate Blastfire Bog, but I think Blastfire Bog is not reachable. Wait, maybe it is reachable. Yeah, it is reachable. So yeah, I mean, so I've got 100 silver would let me fly using a broom. 70 would allow me to navigate through Blastfire Bog by buying a coracle. Otherwise, I will tell you what the locations are that we can go to. There's the village. There is Glimmerwood Grove, which is the forest. I think that is where we met the naiad in the river. Meltwater Lock, which I'm kind of avoiding. Yeah, Blastfire Bog does not sound safe. Meltwater Lock, I don't want to go there yet because I'm waiting to become an advanced witch, because if we meet the Basbata that we're trying to cure, we don't have a cure for that, and we have to try to escape it. Dreamwater depths can't reach until that creature has been cured. Moonbreaker Mountain is where we went last week, where we met the giant and had all the animal encounters. Oh, Heroes Hollow. It sounds, I don't think we've been here before. And there's something called the Strange, which I can't go to until I've discovered something in the Heroes Hollow. I don't know. Do we want to go to the Heroes Hollow? And then just do two. We can maybe, I'm not sure if we can do this both, but we might be able to get another villager cured at the end of this session. Or we could just do 2 more next session, and then head over to Meltwater Lock exploration. Yeah, Andy, I think that's a good call, because sometimes the exploration takes up a good part of an hour, so we may or may not be able to cure another villager, but let's explore Heroes Hollow, because yes, I do love adventure as well, and I like the idea that we might actually be able to open up another area based on exploring this. All right, so I will read what the previous witch wrote in this journal about Heroes Hollow. Behind the cliff-sized skull of an ancient beast lies the twisting tunnels, tombs, and caverns known as Heroes Hollow, a dungeon that has grown throughout the aeons under the rule of countless keepers. While it's mostly ruins, there are still plenty of things to find down beneath the ground. Children from the village often dare each other to go inside. All right, so let us explore Heroes Hollow with Pinecone. I have drawn a 6. So we head into Heroes Hollow, and the ground gives way beneath you, dropping you into a smooth stone chute, which drops you into a cell somewhere in the depths of the dungeon. Thankfully, the lock isn't too hard to pick. Decrease the timer by 1. We are off to a fantastic start here. That is awesome. All right, I'm gonna write a journal entry for that. Yeah, I am glad this doesn't really happen in real life either, but it would be a lot more exciting for sure, Andy. All right, here's my journal entry. After overhearing some of the village children dare each other to go into a place called Heroes Hollow, Pinecone and I set off and directly into a dungeon. Amazing thing that was fun. I was hoping for luck. So, uh, power of 13. Um, brings it down to 12, and then have and add to the next page. Next, so 10. Chance to some of the old mental story and on something very unexpected or useful. An excerpt from. Oh, what could it possibly be? All right, so we're in. It's a dungeon in the skull of an ancient beast. I think it's going to be something about the beast itself. I think it makes sense for it to be a dragon of some sort. Maybe not a typical dragon, though. Maybe it's like oh, I like the idea of it being like that dragon from Sleeping Beauty, where I feel like it's like grows out of brambles and thorns. Maybe it'll be a thorn dragon. Did anybody hear some random? It sounded like a commercial. I don't know what happened there. So odd. Must be one of my windows open. I hope that didn't come through. Just looking up dragon names. Come up with my own. Was that Latina Geek? Was that what the ad was? Did you hear the ad? I didn't actually pay attention to what it was. All right. I have no idea what happened there. I think it was just one of my. I think it was the fantasy name generator. I didn't realize there was something running in the background, and then there was like an ad that came up. It was weird. All right. Here's my journal entry. Um, we moved carefully from the cells and discovered an ancient library where I spent a good deal of time poring over ancient tomes. One entry in a book about Heroes Hollow explained how the dungeon came to be. After the mighty thorn dragon Briarmane was felled, its body wilted and bones petrified. As a place of conquest, the dungeons were built beneath its skeletal remains. Okay, so now we're down to a timer of 10. Let's see what else we can discover. 7 here. All right. Oh, all right. Here we go. The Baron. Oh, let me change my camera first. The Baron, a suit of armor possessed by a malevolent poltergeist, has cornered you. You'll have to duel your way out. Draw 3 cards for yourself, then 4 cards for the Baron. If the Baron's total is higher, they score a wound on you. Lose 2 points, forging points. I think it's supposed to be, yeah, exploration, or yeah, lose 2 foraging points. If your total is higher, they congratulate you with a reagent. Draw a card and treat it as a dungeon reagent on the same value. Okay, so wow. Andy, yeah, I was thinking that when we look up in the dungeon, you see the dragons or cage. It sort of reminds me of the Good Fortune campaign that we did, where Rose was in the Shadowfell, and there's that huge dragon. Except this is like it's all built within this dragon. Yes, Jane, fisticuffs time. All right, so 4. I'm gonna draw 3 cards for myself. 1, 2, 3. 4 cards for the Baron. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh gosh, this is. I thought I jinxed myself. I think Queen, Ace, 5. That's not looking great. That's a 16. Hope we all get all dud cards here for. Oh no. All right. So I will show you my hand first. So that's a 16. Unfortunately, even though there was an ace, there was also a king, a 6, and a 4 for the Baron. So that's 21. Ouch. We could just pretend aces are high. Still, they got an ace too. Oh my gosh. Okay, so my timer goes down by an additional 2 because I'm wounded. I'm assuming because I'm a village witch, I probably have some healing poultices and that likeness. So all right. So first I'm gonna reduce this timer to an 8. Gosh, I'm gonna try. I wish I could like help this poltergeist out by what is it? Unfinished business. All right. Go write a journal entry. Upon leaving the library, we were beset upon by a ghost in a suit of armor. To get past the Baron, I was required to duel, something I am quite ill prepared for on the best of days. After wounding me, the angry spirit seemed satisfied in victory and allowed me to vacate the area. Thankfully, Pinecone was not required to duel as well. All right, so we are at down to 8 here. Wait, are we down to 8 or is it less than that now? I lost track. Okay, so 1, so 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Yeah, okay. So we're down to an 8. Maybe we will have actual luck and find something here. It is exciting though. Oh my gosh, here we go. So I got an 8. And it says here, someone has changed the puzzle room again. Write down whatever convoluted form the puzzle takes and write the solution you use to get past. All right. Ah, gosh, what kind of puzzle could be in Heroes Hollow? Hmm. Maybe gosh, be in a dungeon. Maybe it's one of those like floor tile type things. Yeah, exactly, Jane. I was thinking, except it's like on the floor tiles, and you have to step on the different floor tiles to open up a secret door. So it requires like jumping from one tile to another. All right. All right. So I've written no sooner than we fled from the animated armor than did we stumble upon a vexing puzzle room. Symbols on floor tiles needed to be stepped upon in just the right sequence in order to open a secret exit. All right. So now we are at 7. I think I have time for more, one more card draw here. Here we go. There's a 9. All right. While wandering in the deeper sections of the dungeon, you come across a scared-looking newbie adventurer. They offer 10 silver for you to lead them out of the dungeon. Decrease timer by 1 if you do. Well, of course we're going to do that. All right. I think I'm gonna probably get a name for this adventurer. Elf. So, last entry here. Um, we made our way deeper into the dungeon when we stumbled upon a new adventurer, an elf by the name of Lysander Aurora. They'd gotten lost some time ago and offered 10 silver for guidance out of the dungeon. We had a lovely chat about tea varieties and medicinal reagents on the way out. I am hopeful the adventurer learned some helpful lessons. All right. And I think that is, I think, as Maisie and Pinecone head out of the dungeon with this adventure, that probably wraps up um, her downtime at Heroes Hollow, which was quite eventful. Uh, these these downtime lately have been filled with lots of encounters, which has made it quite fun. Um, all right, so I think next week, try to cure 2 ailments. If they're successful, that will advance Maisie to advanced wisdom, which is the goal in terms of the next steps and heading over to find the cure or cure the Vazbata creature in Meltwater Lock. Um, if you want to find my journal entries, I post them prior to the following stream. Again, Mondays, 10 a.m. Pacific. You can find the journal entries at patreon.com/d20dames, where we have tiers at $2, $5, and $10. Um, what else can I tell you? Oh, this on Sunday, the Dames are having our book club, first one of the year, Legends and Lattes. The author is actually stopping by as well, which is very exciting. I really loved this book, um, and um, hopefully you can join us. It is um, available to patrons as well. Um, and our Patreon also opens up our Discord where we have lots of chats about gaming and food and drink and occasionally our podcast also. Uh, are we going to have lattes too? Yeah, I think that that is in the plan. Lattes are mandatory. Legendary lattes. Yeah, I think Maisie's progressing pretty well, and I'm gonna make retcon that little that little bit so that Maisie has a wand, which means we're 70 less silver pieces than we have right now. But we have a wand. Anyway, thank you all for joining. I really appreciate chat. This has been really I've really enjoyed solo RPGs. It's been a lot of fun learning the different systems, making mistakes along the way, but that's how we learn, right? Um, oh, Rooibos latte. I have not had one of those in ages, Jane. That's so good. Um, anyway, yeah, that is it for now. Until next time, misadventure away.